my cabin, I do so hope your journey through the dark wood was a peaceful one. Please take a seat or float, whichever makes you more comfortable. Now, as you can imagine, I have a series of simple tests and questions prepared for you. With the purpose of testing our magical compatibility. First, I would like to test your ability to follow instructions. Is that alright? It's very simple. Just follow the tip of my finger with your eyes, relaxing your body and mind. You don't need to think for yourself. Only listen and obey. Do you understand? Good. Excellent. Next, let's test your eyesight, shall we? I'm going to summon 3 simple sigils, and all you need to do is tell me when they become visible to those eyes of yours. Simple enough? First, a sigil for protection. All you need to do is tell me when it becomes perceptible to your eyes. Good. Next, a sigil for well-being. You were quicker that time. And finally, a sigil for sleep. Your eyes are as sharp as your wit, I see. Next, let's test your hearing, shall we? I'm going to conjure several layered auditory hallucinations in each of your ears, and I would like you to tell me what it is that you hear. This side first. Do you hear it? There's something else as well. If you listen closely. What does it sound like? Now your other ear. These are all sounds you will likely have encountered in your year as a familiar. Could you identify all four? The bubbling of a cauldron, perhaps? The purring of a cat? The whispers of a ghost? And the call of a raven? Excellent. Your ears are as keen as your eyes. Next, I have some multiple choice questions for you. Answer as honestly as you can. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to be jotting down your answer in my journal. Now, much of my traveling is done by night. What is your preferred method of transportation? On the front of my broom, nestled in a wicker basket by a transportation spell, through an old fireplace, or on foot through the woods, stopping to camp under the stars. Next, if I was somehow incapacitated and our cabin was raided, what would you do? Perform a disappearing spell on all magical artifacts to protect them? Follow the intruders around, mumbling, "I wouldn't do that if I were you," for some gentle psychological warfare? Or would you transform into a 12-foot spectre and chase them down, whispering, "Let me taste your performance"? Good choice. What would you bring for a summer night picnic by the sea? A selection of cheese, sourdough bread, fresh berries and bramble wine, warm brown butter, chocolate chip cookies with a flask of hot chai, or venison sausages wrapped in rosemary pastry with a honey mustard dip and a local dark ale. How do you choose to wake your witch in the morning? Do you transform into a beetle and tap dance in her windowsill, curl up next to her, and mimic the purr of a cat? Or do you brew some hazelwood coffee in the kitchen downstairs and allow the scent of the eggs and bacon you're frying waft up to her attic? Mm-hmm. I like the way you think. Next, what is your signature way to transport hidden messages? Tying notes to the tails of confused squirrels? Delivering them yourself for utmost discretion? Or do you write them inside a sandwich, hoping the recipient will take a peek at the filling before taking a bite? What would your ideal evening end be if you had to choose between these three? Curled up by a log fire while your witch reads to you gently from the armchair. The window is open, allowing sounds and scents of the night forest to seep in, crispening the air and inviting the scent of pine. Or a night spent organizing the potions and various artifacts by color. Your way is lit by a multitude of candles and the gentle aroma of spices and sacred herbs gently permeate the air. Or a night spent in the kitchen with your witch, baking various victuals of a delicious nature for the summer night fare. What would you be baking? Let's say cinnamon sugar scones, lemon cream puffs, and lavender shortbread. Next, what treat would you prefer to be rewarded with for good behavior? You may pick more than one. Shiny trinkets to adorn your sleeping nook, scratches under your chin, on your head, words of affection from your witch. For example, you're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you. That sort of thing. Or delicious treats such as cheddar biscuits, morsels of chocolate, and sour cherries. Next, which quest would you prefer to be sent on? Searching for the elusive moonberries of Lily Lake? This quest will take 3 nights to journey through the lunar valley. This quest would require strong swimming skills, and the ability to sweet talk the spring water sirens? Or would you rather negotiate a peace treaty with the Mushroom Council following that dreaded Amanita Muscaria incident? What happened? Well, I may have been foraging without a lantern and stumbled upon a fairy ring, unintentionally wreaking havoc on the royal mushroom wedding ceremony. The quest would require 1 day's travel through the mossy forests of Lycanmore, diplomatic prowess, and the safe delivery of some decaying plants as a late wedding present. Or a 6-hour flight to the town of Brindlewick to put an end to the shenanigans of a certain shapeshifter that has been impersonating me and juggling apples in the town square. No, they're a wonderful juggler. I simply worry they may tarnish my fearsome reputation with local. Next, I would like you to tell me which animal form best represents your personality. For example, a cat, classic, associated with elegance, mischief, independence, and mystery. Or perhaps you would rather a frog or toad, representing transformation, hope, and fertility. A crow perhaps, or a raven, representing cleverness, death, and the ability to hold a grudge. Or a moth, perhaps, associated with passion, creativity, and destruction. A bat, for longevity, protection, and darkness. An owl, for wisdom, change, and self-actualization. Don't worry if you feel a connection to more than one form. Many familiars use these interchangeably, along with various others, but I'm open to hearing your ideas. It usually just depends on the needs of your witch, what shape you must take. Lastly, I have a few less interesting questions for you. How did you hear about this familiar position. Owl message, scrying pool advertisement, the crossroad demons perhaps. Do you have any special skills? Juggling. No, I mean more. Are you able to create a psychic barrier against cosmic entities, or perhaps channel spirits of ancient civilization? You're a good baker. I see. Have you ever cast a curse? Oh my. You once turned a child into a salmon for making noises at you in the street. And what noises was this child making? I see. It's as if they were born to be a salmon. Sounds like you did them a favor. Equally as important, are you accepting of head scratches? You are. I apologize. I could not resist. Now, do you have any questions for me? Oh. You wrote some questions down? Well, I certainly appreciate the effort for presentation. Let's take a look, shall we? Are you familiar with that man? We have yet to meet in person, but I am a great fan of his work. What is your experience in legal dealings with the infernal hells? The infernal hells and I have crossed paths more than once. I believe the last time was when I wished to retrieve the soul of a familiar of mine. I was granted this in exchange for a dinner date with Asmodeus. Are you familiar with both cryptic scrying and Microsoft Word? I do not know this Microsoft Word. Is he famous? On a scale of 1 to 10, how sensitive are you to noise? My meals tend to scream a lot. The uncultured rats. As my familiar, you may have your pick of the finest victuals magic can summon. Eating rats would be beneath you. Is this your first life? If not, do you have any references from your previous lives? I have lived one long life. If you wish for a reference of my treatment of familiars, however, you need only ask Hemlock. He roams the cabin in spirit mostly these days, but I'm sure he would oblige. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 centuries? Well, I would hope by then to have mastered the art of interdimensional travel. As your familiar, I will require frequent nap breaks. Will this be a problem? Not at all. Most of my work is done in the early hours, leaving you plenty of time to rest during the day. After all, they do say a well-rested familiar is a formidable one. If you could have dinner with any cryptid, ghoul or sprite, material or otherworldly, who would you choose? And what poor critter would you feast upon? I've always admired the chupacabra. Any being that can drink that fast must be quite the party fiend. Perhaps we might share a rare steak, and some Bloody Marys would go down a treat. Though I wouldn't mind splitting a goat. What would my accommodation be like? A nest, den, cave, fluffy bed full of pillows? I would prepare for you your very own nook next to mine, with a window looking out over the woodland valley, and enough phoenix feathers to keep you toasty warm on even the bleakest winter night. What enemies can I expect to hex and stalk if I am chosen for the job? All of them. Which of these would you say you most excel at? Trimming claws, filing fangs, oiling leathery wings, or braiding coarse hair? In my many years, I have had familiars take all shapes and forms, so I can say with confidence, whichever beast you choose to resemble, I shall be able to groom with utmost proficiency. If 2 witches are watching 2 watches, which watches which watch? One of life's greatest mysteries. My last master crumbled to dust before my eyes, and the one before that was prone to melancholy, bursting into flames as he was too depressed to go inside before sunup. What precautions are you taking with your health? Well, I pride myself on my regimen, healthy eating, vitamins, virgin blood before bed, I also attend weekly woodland therapy sessions with the local wildlife. If you had to summon an eldritch terror beyond space and time, in which way would you summon them? Well, I would light a candle, perhaps one made with sea salt, dress head to toe in the wrappings of an ancient desert king, sing the song of the old ones, lay waste to a dozen villages, promise to bring the world to its knees in its honor. Or a simple scrying ritual might work. Believe that's all of your questions? Now, I'm pleased to admit you have somewhat exceeded my expectation. All that's left for you to do is read through this simple little binding spell contract and sign your name at the bottom. The choice is yours, of course, though I trust you will see the merit to such a bond. I hereby declare a binding spell from fang to claw by witch's right and olden law. For I, a witch of ancient name, do claim this creature of shame and flame. Step forward, my familiar, beastly sprite, and serve with mischief, charm, and delight. To fiercely guard my secrets deep, and wake me gently from my sleep. To fetch the herbs, and stir the brew, and stalk the night, to reclaim what's due. For I, in turn, shall keep you fed with cakes of honey and warm baked bread. Stroke on your chin and a kiss on your head. A nook filled with treasures and a warm feather bed. I shall teach you tongues of crow and cat, and together let us dance in velvet hat, be bound by oath and whispered name to join this pact.